Do you ever get one of those days where you wake up in the morning and everything's great? Everything is wicked. Because today I got that feeling. Because tonight, Justin Richards, it's you and me. But not just any old match. If I beat you, Justin Richards, I become the #1 contender for the FWA Championship. The top of the tree in the FWA. But not just that, Justin, not just that. 2, if I win, you leave the FWA. I mean, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. What a beautiful day, and what a great day for the Wonderkid Jonny Storm, because I am going to beat you tonight, and it's going to be bye-bye for Mr. Richards. It's time to get out, because Style in Action is here in Portsmouth, the Wonderkid Jonny Storm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to get to our next match. I'd like to remind you of the stipulation that was made earlier by Victoria de Montfort, which states that any member of the old school who loses their match this evening is fired from the FWA. So with that in mind, please, I'd like to introduce our first contestants.
This should be a very, very good matchup.
Well, I don't know, I'm still appalled with the announcement that was made early in the evening by the lovely Jane Child. Apparently Victoria de Montfort has announced that if any member of the old school should lose their scheduled match, then they will be exiled from the FWA. This effectively means that Justin Richards is one of my favourite wrestlers, and after tonight, he could be gone. Let me just remind the fans at home, tonight his opponent is Jonny Storm, and the last time it was Jonny Storm versus Justin Richards. Justin Richards locks Jonny in the cross-face chicken wing, and that was all she wrote. Justin has the win over Jonny in their last match. If you ask me, Justin's job is safe.
Well, if you remember, Lee DeMont has said that she will grant Jonny Storm a title shot against Flash Barker if he gets past Justin Richards.
See, now that's what I find disgusting. How come Justin has a chance to lose his job whilst Jonny has a chance to climb the company? Victoria de Montfort is prejudiced, as are you, Mr. St. James.
And here comes Jonny Storm.
Now, you know, there is something about Jonny that I like. He's cocky, he's arrogant, he thinks he's better than everyone else. He's got the attitude required to get ahead. But I'll tell you one thing, being cocky and arrogant against a man like Justin Richards is a dangerous thing. Jonny may think he'll have the match on and won, but Justin Richards could lock in that famous finishing move of his, the cross-face chicken wing. I think it's one of the most excruciating, painful maneuvers in the wrestling today. It certainly is in the FWA.
Jonny Storm, of course, famous for his matches with Jody Place, one of the preeminent high flyers in the FWA here. Very, very skilled in high flying. This man can do it all.
Yeah, admittedly, he can do it all, and I'm sure that one day he will do it all. But tonight, Justin's job is on the line, and quite frankly, as much as I'd like Jonny to be successful, Justin Richards' job has got to come above all else.
Look at that man, Dina. What a weightless space he is. The only people he makes jealous are the women in the audience with Twisted Hattie boobs.
You are a disgusting man, Paul St. James. If you ask me, you're jealous of the Twisted Genius, Dean Ayers. The Twisted Genius, and he's called that for a reason. He knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking. He took Justin Richards into his arms, into his bosom, so to speak, and he turned him from some failing new school wannabe into the vicious technician that he is today.
Well, I'm not surprised Justin Richards is within the old school. He's probably brain damaged after being smothered by those boobs. But let's get back to the action in hand. This is going to be a good matchup. Justin Richards versus Jonny Storm. This should be something really good. A lot of by the both competitors. They're really tugging. They're both evenly matched.
Just wanted to say that Justin Richards to wrestling, Justin Richards has the advantage. Jonny's got to get the pace moving if he wants to beat Justin tonight. You've got to remember, Justin Richards has, before he came to the pro ranks, was a very, very successful amateur wrestler. I think he was a two-time national champion or something? Does that mean anything? It means that when it gets to the ground, he's the man.
That's why Johnny's got to take it in the air, take it high flying style like he normally does. If Johnny can keep and stick and move and go for the high risk maneuver, he could win this match.
You know, everyone keeps on saying about the Jonny and Jody matches and how great they are. That's because they're nothing but spirals and zooms and whams and bangs. Justin Richards isn't about spirals and zooms and whams and bangs. Justin Richards is about wrestling. And I don't know if you understand this, but the FWA does a letter W, which means wrestling. Justin Richards is the man for this contest, and that is my opinion. And when it's my opinion, it's the only opinion.
I used to think so, but let's get back to the match. Justin Richards tightly secured in the headlock, which has been applied by Jonny Storm. Reversal now, and look at this, both men, a test of strength here. Jonny Storm with a hammerlock going behind Justin Richards, really applying the pressure to that arm.
Well, obviously Jonny himself does know the odd hammerlock, the odd wrist lock. But if you ask me, Justin Richards knows one more wrist lock. He knows one more hammerlock variation. He just knows one more than Jonny Storm. See Jonny trying to escape the hammerlock in a spirally wham-bam kind of way, and Justin just held on, and Justin's on top. You got to admit it. This is what we're seeing. Admit it, St. James.
Justin maybe on top at the moment, but the match is very young. A long way to go. Jonny Storm looking for some way to escape this hold, and there we go. Applying a tight headlock, going back behind the hammerlock.
Well, obviously Jonny does know the odd move, like I said, but there we go. Justin and on top. If you ask me, Justin has got to keep it slow. He doesn't want to take any chances. I mean, getting the odd upset victory is, it has to happen sometimes, but not this match. Justin, if he loses, is out of the FWA. I don't want to see that. I don't care what you think, and I'm sure the fans themselves would love to see Justin out. But me, I want him to stay because he is what he is, and that is a phenomenal athlete.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to agree with you here. I don't want to see the end of Justin Richards. Very good wrestler. We knew all the good wrestlers we can have to get this sport back on its feet in this country. But at the moment, Jonny Storm wants this victory because he wants a shot at the FWA heavyweight title.
Well, that's the thing. Justin Richards doesn't have this opportunity, but Jonny Storm does. I mean, what is that all about? However, what would it say to Victoria de Montfort if Justin Richards can repeat the success that he had against Jonny Storm? He'll have to defeat the stipulation, and then surely he himself, although he won't be guaranteed a title shot, surely it's got to be looking good for him if he pulls it off.
If he can pull it off, and that's a big if, because Jonny Storm is never prepared for a match. Oh, and that's a beautiful move, really dropping the leg on the back, and Fujiwara armbar applied there, applying torque on the arm, look at that, applying pressure on both the shoulder and on the elbow joint of Jonny Storm, really wrenching back, and Jonny Storm is going to be reaching the ropes here. He's in trouble, he knows he's in trouble, and he's got to do something to get out of it.
Justin knows every submission in the book. I've seen him do exhibitions before, and they are terrifying examples. He bends his opponents to his will, and it's a scary, scary sight. And there's Dean Ias just helping himself to Johnny's hair, cleaning some muck off his shoe.
Look at that porky little fuck.
Don't you even think of saying that on my shift, Sonny. Now, my name is Nick London, and I'm not going to have someone like you, Paul St. James, making me look bad.
I don't care if you're named Dick Ross and you're in front of Crime Watch cameras. This is FWA, and I will say what I want. And at the moment, that person, sorry, I can't say them words, that person, Dean Ice, oh, beautiful somersault plancher there by Jonny Storm. I'm sure air traffic control picked him up there somehow. You see the height he got on there?
The UFO has landed, and it's a greasy little ball by the name of Jonny Storm. But we were saying this earlier on, that Jonny had to keep it moving, had to keep it aerial, and he kept it moving, he kept it aerial. I'll give him his touche, but oh look, Justin Richards again with a wrist lock, and that's all it requires from him.
Jonny Storm going up, oh, back somersault there, oh, but Richards has still got a manoeuvre on, goes for a waist lock. Jonny Storm reverses it, oh, he pulls down his hands, I don't believe it, look at that thug.
That is not the kind of respect that should be shown to a man like Justin Richards.
And wheelbarrows him. Oh, DDT, beautifully executed there by Jonny Storm too. Oh, Richards got his shoulder up.
The reason that Justin Richards is in this situation now is because he had his pants pulled down.
And look at Dean Fatass there getting involved. Oh, top rope release German suplex by Justin Richards, beautifully executed. And look at DD's nearly wetting himself.
Justin ran up the ropes. He hooked up the fisherman hook and he flung him backwards. Johnny Storm was flung inside and out and he landed on his front. The wind was driven out of him and now it's elementary for Justin Richards. Stay on Johnny Storm and don't let him get quick.
He goes for a slam there too. Oh, kicks out, and that was a bit too cocky there from Justin Richards. He never should have thought he could have pinned Johnny Storm with a near body slam.
Well, you know, when Justin Richards was part of the new school philosophy, he was even cockier. He was worse than this. And I remember when he tried to jump off the top rope and he nearly hurt himself. He nearly dropped himself in his own neck. But with the guidance of Dean Ayers, the twisted genius, Justin Richards is picking apart Johnny.
Oh, he caught him with a beautiful spear there, Johnny Storm did. And now, this is the opportunity that Johnny Storm needed. And one big move, as I said before in many matches, could swing it either way.
Spear? With the size of Johnny Storm, it was more like a toothpick, thank you very much.
Very funny, very funny.
I've been working on my
super
material.
kick, he caught the referee. And the referee is down. And what is going to happen now? This is the opportunity the old school might have been waiting for. Richard spins around. This is the clothesline. Johnny Storm super kick takes him down. Beautifully executed. And there's Dean Ayers.
Dean Ayers is just trying to get Johnny to calm down. Dean Ayers is telling Johnny that you shouldn't super kick refs. I do feel sorry for referees. They should have their own union, quite frankly. But Justin Richards, he's going for the crossface chicken wing.
He's not. He's tied up. And what's Dean Ayers doing? He's got salt. Oh, it's a Japanese match. Oh, he got it in the face. And
Johnny is going to take the cheap win. This is disgusting.
No one account. 1, 2. Oh, Justin Richards kicked out on 3. And it's Dean Ayers become Mr. Fuji.
Let me tell you something. Even when he's blind, Justin Richards is going to cripple Johnny Storm and save his job.
It's crossface chicken wing. Crossface. He's got it cinched in. If he can take him, the matter will all be over.
And this is all he needed. But wait, Johnny illegally ramming Justin into the corner, but Justin still got the hold. If he can hold on.
Justin had to break the hold there. Johnny Storm now. Justin charges. Johnny Storm ducks. Justin hits his head.
Wait, no, it can't be. It can't be. Super rewind Frankendiner. No.
1, 2, 3. It's over. Johnny Storm is the #1 contender to the FWA Championship.
Forget Johnny Storm. Forget that slime. All you need to know, Justin's lost his job. Don't you understand? A man has been forced to retire. It's not his time. It's not his time. I don't care if he's old school. You have to admit that this is a great shame for the FWA, losing a talent.
It is a great shame. Sorry to interrupt you there, Nick, but it is a great shame because you have to put some of the blame on Dean Ayers. That man, he got...